Let's make these 3 different news headline graphics in Photoshop. I've got my assets folder already set up in this new document. I've got a couple photos of our subject, Toba Dokrana. I've got this nice textured kind of tiny dot background. And then I've also got this logo, just using my channel logo, but you can use whatever logo you want for the league or brand that you're doing these graphics for. And the idea with these, there are kind of 3 main types of these headline graphics that you'll see out there. They're very simple. All you need is a good photo and some good text. We're gonna take a real simple approach with these in this video, and I'll share some ways that you can kind of experiment and add your own creativity to these very simple templates. So let's get started with our first example. I'm gonna start with this first photo. I'm gonna drag it up to its own folder. So I'm gonna hold Option and clicking and dragging in the layers panel, just duplicating it upwards. And then let's group this into its own folder, just holding Shift, clicking the folder icon in the bottom right. We'll call this template 1. Now to start, I'm gonna make a new layer on top of the photo layer, and let's go to our gradient tool. So if you right click on the paint bucket tool, or G is the shortcut, you can get the gradient tool. We want a black to transparent gradient, so it should be your default if you have your foreground color set to black. D is the shortcut to kind of reset your foreground and background color. So you can go up to the basics, click on this black to transparent one, and I'm just gonna click and drag from about here to get this gradual fade. And I don't wanna fade it up all the way, like I don't want to darken the whole image, but darkening about half of it, or maybe like 3/5 of it. So something around there. Let's make a new layer on top of this to add our text. T for the type tool, we can switch the foreground color to white. And I'm just gonna click once. We'll type out breaking. That'll be kind of our main headline. Then we'll have a sub headline underneath that. And let's blow this way up just by selecting all of the text. You can click and drag to highlight it. And then bringing up font size by clicking and dragging on this big T, little t. And let's hit the check mark there and just center it. I'm gonna go to my move tool. V is a shortcut. And then if you select the whole screen with Command A, you get these little icons at the top to center justify. So we will do that. And now I'm gonna bring up my grids. Command apostrophe is a shortcut. And I want this breaking text to fill the whole width. I'm gonna use a 2-box margin from either side. So if we hit Command T to transform, you can size this up, clicking and dragging from a corner, and I'm just making sure it's kind of 2 boxes from the left, 2 boxes from the right. That's going to be our margin. A nice shortcut from here to resize your window, Command 0, that'll kind of fit the canvas to the screen. For our sub headline, let's make a new layer on top of our text and go back to T for the type tool. This time, instead of clicking just once, you're going to click and drag. We'll click and drag a box that, again, we want going that full width with the 2-box margin, so something around there for now. And now this font is called Anton, by the way, Anton Regular. We can bring it way down to like 50, and we can just type out reigning MVP Toba Dokrana resigns Boston for the 2026 season. Hit the check mark. Again, let's do that centering trick. So V for the move tool, select all with Command A, and then center justify. Command D to deselect, by the way, whenever you have those marching ants on the screen. And we can just nudge this up with the arrow keys, or if you hold Shift, you can move it, I think it's 10 pixels at a time. We want to keep that same 2-box margin from the bottom as well. So 2 boxes from the bottom. We can also go back in to this window, and holding Option, you can click to kind of evenly stretch out the text box. I guess we have room to make the font a little bit bigger, so we can just kind of nudge this up to, yeah, like 55. We'll hit enter. And if we're happy with the space between lines, which you can go into the character panel and adjust that with this drop down here, we can type in 55 to start, nudge it up from there. I think it's automatically set to auto, but just keeping in mind, we want like a readable amount of spacing between these lines. We can bring back up our grids to make sure we're maintaining that 2-box margin from the bottom, from the left, and from the right. And now to fill this space between our headline text and the subtitle, let's make a new layer and go to your shape tool. Let's go to the line tool specifically. So if you right click on the shape, you can go to the line, and you can just click and drag while holding Shift, and you'll get a nice line dividing there. You can go up here to the stroke. You want to set the stroke color and also the size of the stroke. So we have it at 5 pixels, but you can see what happens if you expand or contract that. We'll stick with 5. And you can nudge this down, going back to the move tool. V is a shortcut. just with the arrow keys, try to keep consistent spacing. So I might want to move the title up a little bit, and the line we can move there. Now I do want to add in the logo to this middle portion. So let's go back into our assets folder, and holding Option, click and drag the logo layer, bring it on top. So I'm going to keep this centered on the line, and then also centered horizontally. So again, Command A with the move tool selected, click that icon at the top. So that looks good. I don't want the line going completely through the logo. So let's take out some of the line just by putting a box around the logo and subtracting that out. We can do that with a rectangular marquee tool. M is a shortcut. And I'm just gonna click and drag like so. And with the line layer selected, you can hold Option and click this mask icon. That'll create an inverted mask of the selection that you had. So basically subtracting out or erasing whatever was in that box. So a real simple format here. Of course, you can play with the colors of the breaking news text. You can play with what it says. Maybe you type in re-signed instead of breaking for this specific news item. You can add filters to the photo behind it. You know, if you just drop on some adjustment layers down here on the right, you can, you know, play with color lookup, for example, and mess with some of these options to just change the coloring. So whatever you want to create for your template, this is just kind of the basic composition where you have photo in the background, gradient coming up from the bottom, and then nice simple text. Let's move on to our second example. So I'm going to collapse this folder and the assets folder. We'll go to new folder, call it template 2. And under template 2, let's start with the same photo. So I'm just going to click and drag, holding Option. We'll drop that in. Let's also drop in the same text, the reigning MVP, as well as the breaking. So again, holding Option, clicking and dragging. So now we have our text with no gradient. And for this example, I'm just going to create this kind of semi-transparent block. And to do that, we'll make a new layer above the photo, but underneath the text. You can click our new layer icon. Also the shortcut, by the way, Command Option Shift N, N for new. That'll create this blank new layer. Going back to our shape tool, let's go to the rectangle specifically and draw out a nice rectangle block. You might have this going all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to leave a little bit of room on the bottom just for this specific template. Again, totally up to you and how you create this. Let's bring up our grids again. Let's just kind of arbitrarily decide we're going to leave one box of margin on the bottom that is showing completely through to the photo. And this box is going to be dark blue. And we can get rid of the stroke lines just by hitting U as the shortcut to go back to your shape tool. You can go up to stroke and deactivate it. It was still on from when we made the line. And for this template, I'm not going to put that like logo line in there just for some variation. So let's bring these text blocks closer together. And now because this is the same font, it maybe makes it a little less readable versus if there was a little bit of contrast here. So let's choose a new font for our subheading, hitting T for the type tool, clicking on this text. You can highlight it with Command A, and then going to our character panel, let's use Rubik regular. We could do this with normal sentence case instead of all caps. So let's retype out reigning MVP Toba Dacrana. And I'm going to shrink this font down just so it fits within our text box. And we can get a little bit more spacing between the headline and the subheadline. And we can also play with the size of the blue box just with Command T to free transform. So we can drag this down. We can even pull back up our grids and see like we've got a little bit over one box between the bottom of the box and this text. So let's kind of mimic that same margin on top. So right about there. And now for this semi-transparency effect, I'm gonna switch this blend mode to multiply. So now you can see through to the back image, but it still has these other colors. Like it's not totally blue, you've still got some green from the grass. So to kind of fix the coloring and then do the multiply effect, let's duplicate this layer, Command J is a shortcut. And then with the bottom rectangle, let's switch this blend mode to color. And so now we've got this like all blue theme and you could see through to the back of the photo. So that's what I mean by the semi-transparent effect. You've got this block that is housing the headline text. If you wanted to incorporate the brand logo for this, I mean, you could do that same kind of dividing line technique that we did in the first example. You could also, if we just drag this logo up, holding Option into template 2, you could also just go like in a corner. Obviously this is white on white, but if you change the color just by adding a color overlay, to this white logo, can do black or, eyedropper, a blue color. But something like that, always nice to just have a little bit of branding in a corner when it doesn't fit elsewhere in the design. Let's work up our third and final headline template. So I'm gonna collapse these folders. We can hide them as well. New folder, template 3. Now for this one, I'm gonna drag in this other photo of Toba after winning the championship, hands on his head. Now this might be like too close up of a photo to do these other templates with. Like if we look at template 2 with this photo instead of the other one, it's maybe like a little bit too tight. You might want to have a version where like this photo is kind of more positioned like this, but then obviously you have this transparency at the bottom, so that wouldn't work. The gradient would kind of flood the rest of the photo, so it wouldn't look great. So basically if you have a photo that you don't want to blow up to this full height of the canvas, by the way, I don't remember if I ever shared, but this canvas size is 1080 by 1440 pixels. That's kind of the standard vertical Instagram size these days. Let's bring this photo into template 3, turn off template 2, and we can turn off the assets as well. This time I'm gonna make a solid block using this rectangle tool again, and it's not gonna show through to the back of it. So it's just gonna be a solid color. Let's make it black or like a dark gray, and we're gonna add some texture to it. So we've got these dots from our assets folder. We'll drag this up, holding Option again, and because this is a white texture with kind of black or dark detail, I'm gonna invert it so it fits better on a dark background. Command I, we'll invert it, so now we have white dots. We could switch the blend mode to something like screen or maybe even color dodge. Let's do color dodge, I guess, and just drag it down. And we can clip these dots to this block just by holding Option, hovering in the space between layers and clicking. So now the dots are only affecting this block. If we didn't have it clipped, you'd see the dots are going over the photo as well. So let's keep it clipped to the rectangle and fade this down a little bit to just have this like subtly textured block. I'm also gonna add just like a white dividing line for this style of template. So going back into our line tool, you can switch the color to white. Actually, the stroke color needs to be white, so we'll do 5 pixels, I think is what we had before, and just draw this out horizontally. And now for the text, honestly, same text as template 2, I think makes sense. So we'll take the breaking and the subtitle, hold Option, click and drag up to our new template. And again, Command apostrophe for the grids. We can line this up so we have this 2-box margin from the bottom as well as the left and right. And we probably want 2 boxes from the top of breaking as well. So maybe something like that. Bring this line up. And that's kind of the basic composition for this third example. Again, the block is not showing through, so you don't need a photo that goes the full height of the canvas. This is great for smaller photos or close-up shots like this. Same thing as the last one, we could add back in that logo, just clicking and dragging, turning off the color overlay, because this time we want it white. Maybe this one goes in the left corner. And a reminder that you can always add photo filters to these templates using adjustment layers. You could even use a gradient in this example and put a new layer on top of the photo. Go to your gradient tool and the same black to transparent, you could just drag up from here and it kind of creates this like shadow effect from this block. And for the text, really you just want like a nice, bold, ideally somewhat compressed font for the title, and then something to contrast it for the subtitle. Unless, again, in that first example, we had the dividing line, which I think helped create a little bit of contrast and a little bit of difference between the headline and the subheadline. But if you don't have anything like that, I think it's nice to have a little bit of contrast if you can. And a reminder that you can feel free to change the colors. If we wanted this breaking to be more of like that glory gold, we could eyedropper something like that on the player and go back in, change the color. I do think yellow and gold are like nice pops of color on a black background, so you might want to avoid going pure white. But again, this is just kind of like a simple overview of the composition of these breaking news graphics, and really I encourage you to take these in whatever direction you see fit based on the branding that you have in place. Last thing I wanted to mention that I just thought of is texturing this gradient, which you could do. So we could take the same dots texture from template 3. Let's again hold Option, drag this over, and I'm gonna put it right on top of this gradient. We can also increase the opacity back up. Let's switch the blend mode to screen. So color dodge doesn't like to show up on black, screen will show up on black. And we can clip this texture to the gradient, holding Option, hovering in the space, and clicking. And so now we have this textured gradient. It's kind of combining the idea of template 1 and template 3. We have the texture, it's sort of forming a block, but it also fades nicely into the image rather than having like a harsh cutoff. So you can always bring the opacity down, change this effect as you need it, but you'll see like when you zoom in, the dots are going from the black of the gradient into the image and then gradually fading out the same way the gradient does. So another thing to experiment with is just textures in general. Good thing to keep in mind. That's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you learned something. Hope these were helpful and just looking at a few examples of how you can put together really simple headline graphics in Photoshop. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.